Welcome to Crossroads. We're Selene 43. I'm Robin.
I'm Barry.
And we have owned this boat since 2016. We bought it to take on the Great Loop. We were looking for a smaller boat, and this 43 is everything that we wanted and more. You know, it actually starts right here in the cockpit, which is very spacious. We're able to store all of our fenders up so that they're accessible. The ladder comes in handy for storing all of our dock lines. We really don't have to worry about going into a dock and where's the lines. We always have them right here in a nice central place, and very easy to get to. The access to the swim platform is wonderful. We use it all the time here in the Bahamas, just hopping right into the dinghy. And one of the bonus features of this boat is that the swim platform actually folds up, which in either rough seas or docking makes a big difference for us.
Makes the boat 3 feet shorter. From here, we're going to the Salon.
We're here in the Salon. Again, we were looking for a smaller boat, but we found out that the Selene just gave us a big boat feel and big boat living area. The settee is spacious. We've actually had 12 people in here at one time. It was not uncomfortable. It can entertain 12, but sleeps 2 really nice.
We have a table that folds out for dining and folds in for drinks and snacks, give people more room to walk around. We have roll-up blinds instead of the original wooden Venetian blinds. Gives us more blackout at night and light in and breeze during the day. We have moved the entertainment area to over here in this corner, so put in a bigger TV and have it connected up to DVD player and the stereo.
And the Starlink.
And the Starlink. Nowadays you can't go anywhere without the Starlink. And then just like in a modern house, we have an open floor plan to the galley, so whoever's cooking has access to what's going on.
Okay, the galley is very functional. We have everything we need, the double sinks, and come over here, the stove. We primarily use the induction cooktop now, but it does come with a 3-burner propane stove. Everything is right here, so it's really not an issue to be in here while underway. You're not going to bounce around. Interesting parts of this Selene is that we do have a drop-in freezer that we load up before we come to the Bahamas, and we work out of that, and it gives us a lot of flexibility. We have modified this a bit. One thing Barry did was install pull-out cabinets to make better use of this area. We've repurposed the cabinet over the refrigerator that was originally the TV cabinet, and now it's just general storage. The boat has continued to evolve over the years and has never felt old, even though, you know, we're one of the earlier Selenes. It's held up wonderfully, and again, that was a huge selling point for the whole entire boat, that it's just as beautiful now as it was when we saw it, and I'm sure when it was bought.
An alternate access to the starboard side of the engine room, called the rabbit hole. Makes servicing everything much easier. And bonus on this boat and most Selenes is a commissary, which is the storage locker that runs the full width of the boat. It includes storage cabinets, the open aisleway, as well as a 12-bottle wine rack. This collage is our Great Loop journey from leaving Deltaville, Virginia in the top left corner to arriving back in the bottom right corner. And all of, or a lot of the places at least that we left behind and saw. And it was a journey of a lifetime. And this boat was very comfortable living on it for a year exactly, doing the journey. Now, that year also included 3 months in the Bahamas. Next, we're going to go down to the berthing area with 2 staterooms and 2 heads and engine room access. So the lower level is, I call it berthing. We have a master stateroom with ensuite head, including a 6-foot bathtub, and a secondary cabin, which has this double door, nicely opens up when you're not using it for privacy, but it will close down and make a nice sized cabin for guests. So this door folds out and pins up top and on the bottom, and then you have the regular door that closes. So now you've made a nice rectangular room so people have privacy but not feel smothered. And when you don't need it for a private stateroom, you fold the door back, and it makes this hallway that much bigger. And a secondary head that we also use as a day head. And we also have almost full-size access to the engine room. Which is very functional and easy to work in. That engine room houses a single engine, generator, house batteries, stabilizers, and a water maker. One other feature of this boat down in the berthing area is a combination washer and dryer that we use on a weekly basis when we're cruising. Does everything but blankets and the very large thing. So this map is our path along the Great Loop from 2018 through 2019, and all the stops that we've made, and then including our first trip to the Bahamas.
When we left on the loop, my family, very much land-based, were very anxious for us. So one of the things that they gave us before we left was this paddle. And there's a little inscription on it, but it's basically so we never get up a creek without one. And even though Selene has great safety features, it's always reassuring to have that paddle there and the comfort that it brings us.
Now we're up in the Pilothouse, a good size for a 43-foot boat. If you notice, there's no helm chair because we have a helm bench, and that gives the person driving and 2 guests ample room to sit and watch the world go by at our speed. I redid the dashboard after we bought the boat to modernize it and put in new electronics, including VHF, chart plotter, radar. We picked up a little tidbit from another looper, actually 2 things. One is the whiteboard that we can write our numbers down, time, distance, if we get slip assignments when we go somewhere. So we have that, and then also a place to put our headsets, which are aptly named marriage savers. And I don't think anybody should be without them, whether you're in a 43-foot boat or a large yacht. And they help us greatly. Visibility is wonderful, and I like this better than the Flybridge, which we'll go to next, because I have a complete set of electronics and comfort and great sight lines from here. Okay, here we are up on the Flybridge, which is the 4th level of this boat, and it has wonderful views. and very easy to manage a boat from up here. We have another chart plotter, engine instruments, autopilot control, throttle, bow thruster. And if you want to dock the boat from up here, this boat features a docking station that basically consists of a throttle and shifter and bow thruster. And that allows me to pull up on the starboard side to a face dock and be able to see the entire length of the boat, just like a cruise ship. So this boat has a good size upper deck for a 43-foot boat. And right now our dinghy is lowered into the water, so we have an empty deck on the starboard side, but it has room for a 10-foot tender up here. We also have our grill and our man overboard module that if somebody goes in the water, it inflates to a mini life raft. And on the back rail is the ever-important Starlink at this point. We can basically go anywhere in the world and have connectivity, which has become oh so important. Before we go up to the bow, wanted to point out that we've added a total of over 1,500 watts of solar. We have 3 400-watt panels above the bimini, as well as a 315-watt panel sitting on top of the Pilothouse. And by doing that, we minimize our generator runtime to about 3 hours a day. Without, we were running over 6 hours a day of generator time for our Bahama trips. So we're going to go to the bow next.
This by far was one of the top selling points of the Selene when we were looking to purchase it. Number one, these rails, they're sturdy, they're high, they run the full length of the bow. There's never any doubt about leaning over and falling in. We came from a sailboat background where the lifelines used to hit me about my knee, which was do nothing to stop you from going in the water. We have been anchoring in, rough seas, high winds, and of all the fears, this is not one of them. This boat is extremely safe and don't have any problems coming up here and doing whatever's needed. The other thing is, it's big. For a 43-foot boat, we can store our ball fenders here. They also come in handy as a nice seat occasionally. I really love coming up here and just reading a book and checking out the view. When we go to anchor, controls here at my feet, and Barry has controls in them in the Pilothouse. So with the headsets, we communicate very easily and generally no yelling. And again, we feel real confident about using our own ground tackle. The Samson post is a huge bonus, especially when we're working with these huge bridle lines that would not fit on our hawse holes. So again, it's very, very convenient. And if we're in storms and need to apply extra dock lines, it also serves as another place to tie up. The door that closes on the Portuguese bridge is super good in high seas. It just keeps all that water from going back down by the steps into the cockpit. And it's just a well-built boat. And we bought it to do the loop, but it's also given us the confidence to do these open water trips to the Bahamas. It's really exceeded our initial expectations and has really brought us to places we couldn't have imagined before we bought it. The other thing that leads from the Flybridge is the walk-around decks. And that, again, was top 3 reasons why we love this boat. Especially when we were locking on the loop. It didn't matter if we had starboard side tie up or port side. We had equal access, so it just takes a whole level of stress out of it. You don't have to walk through the Salon to get outside. Just perfect access to every corner of the boat.
And if you do have a dog, you can let them loose on the side decks, and the sides are high enough that they can't jump in the water.
Dog someday.
Round 2. So thank you very much for watching. We hope that your future travels will be in such a nice boat as we have. And I just want to thank Howard Chen and his team for designing, building, and a boat that has lasted now 24 years, and it's still going strong.